Bang! Neeves Knives. I'm Jared, and today we are checking out this new real steel knife. Now, let me just move this stuff. We'll bring the sheath back up. This one is, because there's two different versions of this knife. There's another blade shape. This one's the harpoon, but then there's the Skinner, which has a really big belly on it, and honestly looks like it would be really good for skinning. I did choose this one in particular because I figure I got enough belly here already for skinning. So, I figured I wanted a little bit more tip action, especially if this is somewhat, I don't know how to look at this, to be honest. I don't know if I should look at this as a skinning knife or a survival knife or more of a self-defense knife. It's difficult for me to figure out which way I want to look at it. I'm spinning it on the ring right now, but it's difficult for me to see exactly where I like this to be at. I'm not sure how well it fits my hand. I can take my finger out of the ring and hold it like this. Relatively comfortable. With the ring on, it's okay, but I've never been a big fan of the rings, I'll be honest. Now, I do understand the whole point. The point is, one reason is so you can drop the knife, get to your firearm without dropping your knife, and then you could swing it back and get it back in action if you need it. That's one way to look at it. But there's many ways to look at what the ring is benefit for. There's even like hitting and things like that. And it does have a little bit of jimping on it for, I guess, the reverse grip. Now, the thing is you don't hold it like this. It's just not comfortable. It doesn't make sense. You'd have to, and it's kind of tight, but you'd have to hold it like this, where it's not completely on your knuckle and you put your thumb on that jimping. But, just in a pinch grip, this is pretty awesome. I could totally use it like this, like for skinning or detailing work and things like that. There's two different versions of handle material as well. This one is the red micarta. I think the other version is a wood version. The micarta does look really good, and it will, over time, age and get darker and darker. But it looks really good. It has a really nice feeling to it. Good quality micarta. I'll give it that. N690 steel, so it's going to be pretty stain resistant. It's going to hold an okay edge. Not the best, but, it'll be okay. Considering what this is for, if you did use it for more outdoorsy stuff, I think it would be somewhat decent. If you use it for food prep and things like that, I think it'd be decent. The geometry, it is relatively thin behind the edge, especially in this portion right here. It does get thicker from here up to the tip. So the belly is slightly thicker than the rest of the edge, but where you would slice at is very thin behind the edge. It does not have the best choil, in my opinion, because, the choil's fine. The plunge grind is what I have an issue with. So let me grab something really quick to point with. So if you look at this line right here, that line goes right to the edge. This line, the second line, should be back here. So you want the plunge to be away from the edge, because when I sharpen, right, as I sharpen and I remove steel from here, it will hit here. So it will create a smile. Is it that big of a deal on a knife like this? No, not really. Not really. But, it depends. Depends on how you look at it and how you like your knife to look. On a camping knife / fixed blade, things like that, I'm not that worried about it too much. The way it looks, I could always cut in a choil very easily on this because it's a fixed blade. So that's another reason why it really doesn't bother me, because it won't hurt nothing. I can put in my own choil. I can do whatever I want with a fixed blade, with modifications wise. Now, with sharpening stones, that can be an issue, because when you're sharpening, or if you're sharpening with a fixed angle system, your stones can get chipped and things like that. So lots of jimping on the spine of this. So in different grips, regardless of where your thumb lands, it's going to have some grip. You have the harpoon to kind of lock in behind. The jimping's not hyper aggressive, so it's going to be comfortable while giving a little bit of traction still. But yeah, I mean, I think it's cool. I'm just not quite sure how I feel about it as a functional tool, you know. But I also don't want to jump to too many conclusions because I really haven't used it. I cut something with it, but in all reality, I haven't used it. So we will see, because like I said, I don't want to jump to conclusions. You know, I've done that before, and then all of a sudden, the whatever the thing was, I fell in love with. And that can happen. So we shall see. You know, I'd love to know what you guys think. I know you guys don't have it in your hand, but in hand, you know, it's okay. It's not the best, but it's okay. You know, my hands, I do have a large hand. I'd most likely just grip it like this, you know, around the ring. I probably wouldn't use the ring too much because, you know, when I'm pushing like this, I don't know. I guess I could, but I don't know. The dimensions around the handle are pretty decent. It's slim. It is slim, yet palm filling because of this direction. So it's not that uncomfortable, but, you know, you do feel this ring back here. So let's check out the sheath. The stitching on the sheath, it's kind of ugly, I'll be honest. The sheath's not great. One, my belt won't fit through this. My belt would never fit through this. Not my belt. I have a thick belt, and I already tried. I pushed it through, and it started ripping the stitches. So, not a fan of the sheath at all. It does fit okay. It's pretty snug in there, but not... I'm wondering how it'll be over time. You know, after it's been pushed in and out, I'm thinking it'll eventually just, you know, it might not be the best for this. Now, you could always get a custom-made sheath for it that would fit a little bit better. The stitching on the sheath, I don't know. It's nice and thick. I like that. I just don't think it's done very well. I mean, look at this. This looks very sloppy. Look at this. This doesn't look even. It looks super sloppy. Now, I know this is where they punched it through, right? This is where they punched it through to this side. It looks like it was done by hand for sure. I don't know if I feel like I could just rip that off. And I'm thinking about over time on my belt, you know, which it wouldn't go on my belt in the first place, so I don't know why I care. It's pretty strong. I could, if I really wanted to, yeah, I could get it. But, yeah, I'm not a fan of the sheath. I'll be honest. Not a fan of the sheath at all. But, to be honest, I probably wouldn't really carry it with the sheath. I'd probably just carry this in my pocket. If I did put it in the sheath, I'd just carry it in my pocket. I'm not sure if, you could get a Kydex for this or not. I know you could, but I don't know how much money or how easy it would be. But you could definitely 100% find, like Lancelot Leathers could definitely do a leather for this, for sure. They'd probably be a lot better than this. That's if you cared about carrying it on your belt. But that's kind of the point, right? Like, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know where they're trying to go with this. If they're trying to go with a Skinner knife, then okay. Because this is a scout carry. I honestly don't trust this sheath for a scout carry. I mean, it's tight right now, but after it's been in and out of the sheath 100 times, this thing's not going to work for scout carry anymore. Now, carrying it up and down on your leg or on the side, there's no way to do that. So you'd have to carry it in your pocket. In that case, you just rip these straps right off if you really, you know, or not, doesn't matter. But I guess in that case, you just carry it in your pocket, back pocket, or something like that. But, you know, if it's supposed to be somewhat of a self-defense knife, then this is definitely not a good sheath. Because, one, it doesn't fit over good belts. It fits over thin belts, but not thick, you know, man belts. I don't know. Like I said, I like the knife. I do like the knife. I hate the sheath. So, Just, you know, it is what it is. They do send with a cloth and the warranty paperwork and stuff like that. Here's the little Schmitty. Let's check this out. So the blade stock thickness is 140 thousandths. That was one thing I was interested in. I don't think I'm really interested in anything else on this paper. 80 grams, 2.82 ounces. Total length is 6.89 inches. Blade length is 2.99, so 3-inch blade length. Decent sized blade length, you know, for use and work and stuff like that. You could get by with a 3-inch blade. I don't like to go any lower than that personally, unless it's, you know, just like a little letter opener. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I don't mind the knife. Not a fan of the sheath, but, you know, I'm kind of questioning what they were going for with this and what type of purpose this is supposed to fit. Obviously, it's a cutting tool, but is it supposed to be self-defense? Is it supposed to be Outback's, you know, like Skinner type? Is it supposed to be like a fisherman's knife? If so, why does it have the ring? But yeah, I do like a lot of Yvonne's designs, though. I have a few of them. So, but yeah, there you guys go. I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.